about 40 minutes, give or take. Photography and videos while inside the building are absolutely allowed. Please take as many photos as you would like. And as well, I'll also mention if throughout the tour, if you have a question about anything, if you see something in a room that I haven't mentioned that you're curious about, please feel free to ask. I'd love to try and answer as many questions as you can think of. So we are currently in the lower rotunda of the building today. To get us started, I can talk a little bit about where we are right now. So of course we're currently in the capital city of British Columbia, here in the city of Victoria, in the seat of the provincial government here at the Legislative Assembly. So our city of Victoria was founded back in the year 1843 with the establishment of Fort Victoria here on Vancouver Island. That was the first instance of European settlement on this land. Well, whenever folks come to visit, we always explain how Indigenous people have lived on this land for many thousands of years prior to European settlement here, and they still have an active relationship with the land to this day. So just as we're walking around the building this afternoon, and as you continue to explore Victoria with the rest of your day, please just keep in mind that we are currently on the traditional territories of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples. They are also known today as the Songhees and the Esquimalt nations. More specifically, this land where we're literally standing right now, where this building was built, used to belong to an indigenous community of people known as the Shwangwan family. And they cared for this site for many generations until the year 1859. And that is the year that the original colonial administration buildings were put on this site. And when that happened, the Shwangwan family was moved off of this site by the government at the time, and they weren't given anything in compensation for the use of this land. They weren't paid anything, and it wasn't actually until several generations later in 2007 that the descendants of the Shwangwan family did reach a legal settlement with the province of British Columbia. So that's just another thing that we can keep in mind and be respectful of as we're walking around the building today. So like I mentioned, 1859, the original government buildings were put here. They were not this building that we are currently in. There were a series of smaller buildings, small wooden buildings spread out all over the site, and they were not very good government buildings. By most accounts, they were pretty bad, actually. They were too small and they were very far apart, so it took a long time to walk anywhere. They also had quite a bad habit of catching on fire quite frequently, which was inconvenient, and so the government decided in 1892 to open up a contest for a number of different architects to submit proposals for a new design of a building that would last for many years to come. That is how we came to have this building that we are in right now. Construction of this building began in 1893. It lasted 4 years until 1897, and then it was opened to the public the following year in 1898. So this building is about 128 years old. Construction of this building cost about $900,000 at the time. Obviously, it would be a little bit more than that today. Really, your guess is as good as ours as to what it would actually cost to build this building today. But to give you a sense, there were some major renovations that happened in the 1970s to make sure that the building was still safe and still looked as beautiful as the first day that it opened. And those renovations cost a little over $40 million. So this is a very beautiful building. It is a very important building. Every aspect of it is still actively used by the government to this day. And we're very lucky that we get to share it with all of you. So are there any questions so far? Just some sort of general information to get us started. Any questions at this point? Yes?
Why Victoria and not Vancouver? Vancouver is older?
Yes, excellent question. Victoria is actually the older city than Vancouver. So Victoria was established first, and so it was initially the larger city. But right around the time that Vancouver started to outpace Victoria in terms of growth was right around the time that we built this building. So by then they didn't want to change the capital and have to move all of the infrastructure when they had already built it here. Yes, any other questions at this stage?